Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Disney Plus latest edition, Artemis Fowl. This movie is about Artemis Fowl, the 12-year-old genius, as he tries to find out more about his father's disappearance. Honestly, when I was writing down the synopsis for what I was going to describe this movie as, that's not what I originally wrote. I actually have it right here on my iPad, and I wrote a mess about a kidnapping, but then there's fairies and no plot. That's what this movie is to me. I'm honestly really upset at how bad this movie was because I actually was excited. I have not read all of the Artemis Fowl books, but when I was a kid, I read the first two, and I read them in 5th grade and summer going to middle school because I remember I used to go to the library a lot, and I would just pick out books like on the spot, and I'd pick it out. And I remember I wish I could have continued, and I definitely want to at one point. This movie at all did not make me want to not read the books. So if you are somebody that was thinking of reading the books and then you watch the movie and you're like, oh, is this how the book is gonna be? No, read the books, because from what I remember, it was pretty good. And although I read these a really long time ago, I still remember a lot of plot points. And something that bothers me a lot with book to movie adaptations is when the director and the writer completely neglect the book. I don't understand how this movie was even made. I really don't understand at all, because it's really bad. And for such a big studio like Disney to make a bad movie, I mean, it happens with every single studio, but it's just bad. And for it to be with such a well-known book is also something that's crazy to me. Did the writer of the book never say, hey, this is not working? I just want to know the conversations these people had when this movie was made. I want to say that I do not think there's anything good about this movie, and that's something that never happens to me. And I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything. I just really think this is a bad movie that I don't think should have been made. I remember hearing that this movie had a lot of going back and forth and nobody picked up the project. It took forever to be made, and I remember everybody was waiting for it, and then this is what finally came. It was supposed to come out, I believe, a month ago, and I remember when I heard that it was going to be moved to Disney Plus, I already felt like that was a little bit, dangerous, because why would Disney just drop a movie that they've been talking about for so long on Disney Plus? And I'm pretty sure that they knew it was gonna flop if it went in theaters, and I think putting it to Disney Plus was the best they could have done. I'm gonna talk about the acting of the movie first. This movie has a good cast. They have good people, and I feel like they completely threw them to waste. I did not like one performance in this movie at all. Even Josh Gad, who I think is a really funny actor, and I like him in most of his roles, I was just really annoyed. I don't know what it was. I'm pretty sure it was the script. The screenplay was not working with me, and the way they used his character was not working with me. And Artemis Fowl, I think this is his first movie, the kid, and I don't want to attack him or anything, but I don't know, he just didn't work for me, and he just didn't work for me. I feel like maybe if he was given a better script, it would have been better, but he just didn't work for me, and I was trying to find something positive, and I can't even say I liked the acting at all. The action sequences were alright, I guess, but something that also bothered me was the CGI. Disney is so well known for their CGI today, and I don't understand why it wasn't top tier quality. And this movie was $125 million budget, and the budget went for this movie. Let me talk about this pacing and this plot. The first 30 minutes throw out so much information, I do not know what to think. And this movie was so confusing, but not in oh my god, there's so much going on, this is so intertwined and deep. It was just confusing because it was okay, this is happening, but then you turn around this way, and then this is happening, and then they're showing us so many characters at once, and I did not once understand what any of them were. And as I'm telling you, I was lost, and I've read the books. They took things that happened in the book and they didn't even mention them. There were certain characters in the book, one particular one I'm thinking about, and this character was important in the book, and they just completely threw it away. And speaking about characters, this movie does not understand the characterization of Artemis Fowl. In the book, he is a criminal mastermind kid, and there are many more layers, and I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of videos on the internet about this already, and they know more about me. I'm not a super fan of this series, but they didn't get it right. And I'm pretty sure they're going to continue these movies. The ending kind of sets up more movies, and I'm pretty sure they're going to continue this and make it a big series. But for such a popular series and Disney doing this, they failed miserably. And they didn't even, like, set up the character to a good standing point. And who knows, maybe the next movies are better, and I look back at this footage and I am a fool for thinking that the next ones are going to be bad. But I'm not excited for the next ones, and I don't think they should be made either. I don't know, Disney has to reevaluate what they're doing with this series, because it's just clearly not working. But yeah, as I was saying, the first 30 minutes just throws so much in our face, and I feel like the entire movie is just setting up bad stuff because it's just not working. And something else that really bothered me about this movie was the voiceover, the use of voiceover. I'm completely fine with voiceover. I was actually just watching Ad Astra, which I haven't finished, and the voiceover didn't bother me, and that movie has a lot of voiceover, and I was pretty okay with it. It made the movie flow. It was like with the style of the movie. But here, in my opinion, it felt like they recorded everything, they edited it together, and they said, this doesn't really make sense. Why don't we get Josh Gad in a room to look directly at the audience and just explain the entire movie? And it felt like when movies do that with the voiceover, it just feels like they're dumbing down the audience when you could have just showed me what was happening. And just, I did not like Josh Gad's character. Like I said, his performance just bothered me and the character itself. And this just didn't work for me. Like, the voiceover made it more boring, made me want to fall asleep. I was like, okay, I get it, just keep going, let me see it. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know if you know this, but like vloggers always say to be a good vlogger, don't say it, show it. Exactly. Same with the movie. Don't say it, just show it. Also, the runtime. I am blessed that this movie was short because I did not enjoy watching it. But it hurts the movie significantly. They have so much to throw in there. I feel like they're running out of time, and they're trying to wrap things up and show us more things as they're running out of time. And it was such a mess. It felt like the deadline was right there. Like, they had a deadline, a set time, and they wanted to do so much with it. Like when you're writing an essay and you have like an hour left and you just... This is like a Spy Kids movie, and Spy Kids to me was good. This is not enjoyable to me at all, and I don't know if any of you guys have like younger siblings or are like smaller and like this movie, but I don't know. Also, in the movie, when it tried to be sad and tried to get me to care, I also did not care because they didn't develop the characters enough. They didn't even develop the main character, Artemis Fowl, like, at all. I honestly am glad that at least this movie was released on Disney+. I would have not enjoyed this at the movie theater at all, so I guess I would like to thank Disney for that. I'm just really disappointed with this movie and upset because it's so bad. It's not even like a good bad. It's just bad. It's not a guilty pleasure, and I have no interest in rewatching this. So if you're looking for something to watch, this is really not the movie to watch unless you just want to be upset about it. So I'm going to give this movie an F. I think that's the first F on my channel. This is, in my opinion, the worst movie that I've seen this year. And I saw The Grudge with my very good friend Daniela, and that movie was bad. But at least I was mildly more entertained in that one. So yeah. That's my review of Artemis Fowl. Let me know what you guys thought about it down below. I would love to hear if any of you like it. I won't hate you for it or anything. I just want to know what you think about it. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!